Thanks for joining me again here on RevsIT. Now, today we're going to be fitting the front axle protector and the exhaust protector that I showed you in the previous video. So first of all, the screw on the end comes out here. This is a 5mm hex screw. So put that down, take the top piece off, and then on the bottom you have a little plastic disc. Now this fits into the hole there. It's a tight fit, so what I'm going to do first is push that in, otherwise you won't be able to get the screw in on the other side, because of course it is the same length as the axle. And little rubber mallet, give it a few little taps, seat it home, slide the axle in. This couldn't be much simpler really. So slide that in all the way through, and then we go to the other side, and taking the pieces that we've just taken off, we fix them to the other side. I'm just going to add a little bit of thread lock to this screw to keep it in place, and that'll be it. So let's put that on. Okay, so by the other side we can see the end there coming through. We've got the disc just fell out. If it does fall out, there's a little indent there where the screw and the washer goes in. Make sure you put that the right way around, and then we just line it up and screw it in. But before I do that, of course, thread lock. Let's go a little bit of thread lock on this screw to start off with. So a little bit of the thread lock, more than enough. Washer back on, back in place, 5mm hex, and screw it in. Now there's no torque setting for this, so I'm just going to do it hand tight plus I'll say a quarter turn. So there's hand tight, there's a quarter turn, and it's done. Rock solid in place. And I've got to say, the colour really is really quite close to the Kawasaki colour itself, so that's really nice. It doesn't look out of place. It actually looks as if it's supposed to be there. It's meant to be there. So that's that in place. I'll just take the camera and show you from the side. There you go. That's what it looks like. So that's that piece on to the exhaust protector. Okay, so now we move to the back of the bike to fit the exhaust protector. Now this is the rear foot peg there. This is the bolt we need to remove, and this is connected to the bracket for the exhaust. So under the exhaust there I've put an axle stand just to keep it in place so it doesn't drop and loosen anything else up. We have a hex key again here, and on the back of here we have a 14mm bolt. So a little ring spanner on there, and loosen it off, and then you can just unscrew this and remove it. I think I do this by hand now. And then on the back of here we have the bolt and the washer, and this is the front, so we're going to put that down because we're replacing that bit with the actual protector mechanism itself. So I just need to unscrew this, put that piece down a moment. Then we take this bolt, which has got an even bigger hex than I was already using, and put it through. Now I have noticed that this doesn't have any form of lock-in. It's not an eye lock. So I wonder, let's grab that bolt, if this nylock will fit. If it does, I'll add that as well. Yes, it does. So I'll add that as well as an extra measure to make sure it doesn't work loose. So let's get this in and find an appropriate Allen key for that bolt.
Okay, so the Allen keys I had weren't big enough. This is the Old Faithful set from my Land Rover days. I think I've still got one Land Rover video still on here somewhere. It's a very, very old one. So there we go. That's the one that fits. And that is an 8mm according to this. So it's an 8mm for this bolt. We need the nut that came with it and the nylock nut that I've just taken off. And what I'm going to do also is I'm going to put this washer back on the back. And then we'll tighten this all down. Do it by hand first. So I'm going to tighten this up, and then we're going to put the nylock on as well and tighten that one down just to make sure that nothing loosens up. I can see at the back here there's plenty of space. There's no possibility for this new bolt catching on anything. Just want to make sure I get this bolt on correctly. There we go, it's on now. And now that's all tightened up, we can put the outer part on. This is the part that you can replace, of course. You just, if it ever goes over and rubs along the ground, this all rubs off and you just replace the cap rather than the unit. So I'm going to make sure that's all nice and tight. And there we go, that's that in place. So let's have a look at that a little better. Okay, so that's all the mods done. So I'm just going to run through all the mods that I've done. And there's still an exhaust possibility. I don't know. Tell me in the comments if you think I should bother putting an exhaust on it as well. So we've got the front screen, which is actually from a 2013 Ninja Z1000XX, as it was then. The only difference between this and the 2020 version is the 2013 version had an extra 2 holes. So you can pick them up for about 10, 15, 20 pound, whereas you'd pay probably triple that for a brand new one. I have got a little deflector screen on the top, which I haven't shown you. I actually got that, I think it was off Amazon, for about £6. So, and it's really good. It really works well, and it's solid as a rock. It doesn't go anywhere. Then again, staying to the same side, we have first of all the heated grips, which are Oxford heated grips. And then we have also Oxford wind deflectors and the guards for the levers, all in one unit. Really nice. And all this works really well. I have ridden the bike, and the difference, I actually went out on a really cold day and I was very comfortable. Then I got back and I realised I hadn't put my liner in my jacket. So it just shows how good this lot works. It really keeps the wind off your hands, off your body, and of course the heated grips keeps your hands warm as well if you're using them. So screen deflector, the wind deflectors for the hands, hand guards, and the lever guards, Oxford heated grips. Then next of all we come down to genuine Kawasaki skid crash guards. So we got them here. Again, these I got off eBay at half the price they would normally be, so do look around, do shop around. These things are expensive to buy brand new, but you can find them quite often unused on eBay and other sites for half or less of that price. On the bottom there, I don't know if you can quite see that, you got the engine guard there, genuine Kawasaki again another eBay find, and again much less than it would have been on the Kawasaki's own website. Now on the other side, if we just slide over, again we have the handguard for the second side, and then the clutch guard on this side again. These come as a pair, the engine guard and the clutch guard, and they just basically stick on double-sided tape. Really nice, and that protects from getting this hold, basically this actual clutch case mechanism. If you roll over, quite often you'll smack that and make a hole in that. This takes the brunt of the blade. Again, it's expendable. It can be replaced if it's damaged. Just pull it off, stick a new one on, rather than paying the £100 odd you would for a new case. And again, the Kawasaki genuine crash guard there. Then today, of course, we've put on the rear exhaust protector and the front axle protector. And finally, the other thing I haven't shown you, first of all, this is a genuine Kawasaki rear seat bag, and I'm going to show you that there, which they say is not compatible with the Z1000SX, but it is. It does need a small piece of, what do they call it, a tie basically, one of these things, there we go, that type of material, just to make a little loop on that side so that the other loop will wrap around it, and then it fits on perfectly. As you can see, it goes in exactly the same place as it does in any other Z1000SX, and it's nice at the back because it actually wraps around the back and it stops it from sliding forward, which is good. This expands so you can put a full-size helmet in it. So it's down at the moment, unzip it, and it becomes to about that height. Get my hand in shot, to about that height so you can get a helmet in it. Then I got a really cheap pair of side saddles. These were £24 on, what was it, Amazon or eBay, one of the two. Now I did look at buying the genuine Kawasaki hard cases, but one, if you do drop the bike, they're going to be ruined straight away. Two, if you're filtering, you've got to be aware that you've got these things on the back, and if you rub up against the car, they're going to do some damage. Whereas this is just soft plastic and cloth. And again, this will expand out so you can put a full-size helmet either side if you wanted, or if you were travelling you could add various items. Of course you'll want your chain lock in there, your bike locks, bits and pieces, toolkit, first aid kit, all the types of things you'd want for touring or even just general travelling really. So that again, £24 for the two bags. You just put the flap together with some velcro, the velcro on either side, underneath the seat, lock the seat down on top of it, a couple of straps like this, as you can see, in place, and that's it. If you want to take it off, take the seat off, lift it off, and away you go, straight away. And the same again with the seat bags. If you want to take that off, it's really easy, but there's no real need to take it off. So that's the mods. I think I've covered them all. Yeah, I think that's it. And unless you think I should change this exhaust out for a different system, I'm just going to keep it, because as I said in the other video, really it doesn't make much difference to the sound. Performance, not a lot. Unless you go for a full system, then you get a better sound, better performance. But just an end can, not really, no. I think that is it. That's all my mods. There is one invisible one, which is the screen protector on there, which I am a bit disappointed with. You can see in this actually that it looks all well, opaque, fuzzy, and it does make the instrument readout look well out of focus. So I'm going to replace that for, this is a non-reflective one, so I'm going to replace that for a clear one. And that's it. All the mods are done now. Again, as I said, unless you want to see that exhaust, which I'm not too sure I want to do anyway. And well, thank you again, and ride on and ride safe.